All right, so today we're going to talk about the best way to become present and stay present. Now, for those who don't know, today I was playing basketball and I got elbow in the face. Like, it was really bad. We were I was defending, and my guy was going up. He went like that. He got me right in the lip. But whatever, man. So as soon as I got home, my family was like, "What happened? You got beat up?" I'm like, "Yo, why is it always that I'm getting beat up? You know, why can't it be that why can you say what happened to that person? You know, it's always me, the victim." Like when I broke my jaw, for those who don't know, again, I was playing basketball and I got elbowed. When I broke my jaw, I remember when I broke it. What was it? Everyone assumed that I got beat up. They were like, "Oh my God, what happened? What happened?" I'm like, why can't it just be that which is an accident? Like, what's going on with the sympathy here? So yeah, I'm gonna have this big bump in my face today for like a couple days, all thanks to elbows, right? It always makes you look like you got beat up. Whatever. So, anyways, today I'm gonna be talking about the easiest way to stay present, and this little device here. See this little device? I'm gonna have it. This little device is one of the smartest things I've ever came up with. So for stay present. Now, for those who don't know, right? For those who don't know, can somebody guess what this is? Come on, let me check out the link. Let me check out the what do you call it? The chat room. Check out the chat room right now so I can see what people are saying and shit. See someone's talking shit, you know? I'm like, oh, you talking shit? Here you go. 1 second, let me check this. All right. Okay. So, anyways. So this is a tally counter, right? You see this is a tally counter, right? Okay. So what I do is simple, right? To stay present, what do you do to stay present? To stay present, you got to notice your breath, right? You got to notice your breath, right? The issue is that most people struggle staying present because they always forget to notice their breath. You see, they've also become frustrated because when they lose the focus on their breath, they get mad because they cannot stay present. Now, my goal for staying present is to simply notice myself forgetting to notice my breath. Because as soon as I notice that I forgot to notice my breath, I return to observing it. You see? So the whole point of what I do is to simply notice myself forgetting my breath and just go back into it. So what I do is this. Every time that I forget, I go like that. You see that? Every time that I go like that. So I'm breathing, right? I'm talking to you guys, right? As I'm talking to you, I'm noticing my breath, right? And as soon as I forget to notice my breath, I go like that. Now, what this does is that it makes everything that I do, the primary focus will be to notice my breath. I could be driving in the car, right? And all I do is just keep this right in the clicker. As soon as I notice that I forgot my breath, I go like that. You see, and you're not doing anything special. All you're doing is using this as a reminder to return to notice your breath. And the beauty about it is that it's kind of like a reward system because you see yourself getting those numbers, right? And so what tends to happen is that as you go around, it's very easy to stay present. You're talking to your parents and you notice you have this in your hand and then you just go like that. You notice your breath once again, right? And you keep noticing, and then a couple minutes later, you may have forgotten, and then you go back again and click it again. You see, the whole point is not to stay present, simply to notice yourself forgetting to notice your breath, and you'll always be present because of that. So, how do you meditate with this? A simple way to meditate is to simply sit down, right, and just every time you forget to notice your breath, you just go like that. Pick a physical sensation and make it your responsibility to focus on that physical sensation. That could be the breath. That could be feeling your hand. That could be listening to silence. But nevertheless, when you do this, it'll help you remain present at most of the time. And I did it today, and I'm telling you, like, it's pretty fascinating. And what you could do it for like an hour. You could do it for 20 minutes, right? And also what you could do is when you like do it for a whole day and then see yourself and notice how many times you lost your breath. You lost to notice your breath, right? And you'll notice yourself improving over time, right? Yeah, meditate daily. Meditating daily is very effective. But this, noticing your breath at every second of the day, is a form of meditation. You see? So doing this, it will train your brain to stay focused on the present moment. I'm telling you, it's so easy. You see, for example, right now I forgot to notice my breath, right? And I now return to notice it, right? And so when I'm talking to you guys, the primary focus is not in getting my words out. The primary focus is in observing my breath. You see, and as soon as I forget, I go like that. You see, and so as a result, it'll force you to slow down. It forces you to slow down. It forces you to take your time. It focuses you to stay in the moment. Because what's going to happen is that your thoughts are going to try to trick you to bring your attention to your thoughts. You see, and at any time you bring your attention to your thoughts, you click that shit again, and you're like, oh, I'm back to being present, right? And what's funny is that you can make it into a competition, like a little fun game to see how much we improve. You do it for 1 hour one day, and then you train for a whole week and see what happens next week, and you do it for another hour and see if you improved. It's a very simple way, and it's very fun, if I may say. I walk around, I was walking around the store, just clicking. You know, I was clicking a lot because I was thinking a lot, right? But it worked. It's a very simple thing, right? And you can definitely see the outcomes. So if you guys want to check it out, I have a link to this that you can buy it on Amazon. It's affiliate. So if you guys check it out, you guys buy it, I'll get a commission for it. If you guys don't want to, you could just go to Amazon, just put tally counter, and you'll get it right there. It's very fun. And it's very simple. You don't shut off your thoughts. The question that says, how do you shut off your thoughts? You don't shut them off. You allow them to be there. The only thing you don't do is that you don't pay attention to them. Most of the time we're paying attention to our thoughts because we identify with them. We say, oh, okay. You hear a thought, I suck. Oh, that's me. You hear a thought, I should go to the store, and you think about that, right? The thing is that your thoughts are focusing. I mean, your attention, your consciousness is in your mind, right? So you're removing your consciousness from your mind to your breath. All right. And so what's going to happen is that your mind is going to look for food in the form of attention. It's going to give you different thoughts, different scenarios, saying, look, remember that one fear you had? Look at that fear. And you may get distracted, but as soon as you get distracted, you go back to your breath and you notice your breath. You click that shit, you notice your breath, right? And so what's going to happen is that slowly but surely, it's going to begin to lose power over you to the point that when you notice that thought, you're able to let it go. Because you trained yourself to disidentify. So it's not about how to stop thinking. It's how to allow your mind to flow naturally and not resist. By resisting, I mean like paying too much attention. Like, ooh, like for example, you know when someone's talking shit on you and you actually kind of love them, but because you love them, you cannot stop. You take everything they say very seriously, or simply because you care about their opinion. That's what I'm talking about with your thoughts, that you care so much about those thoughts because you think they're so real, they're so prevalent in your life, that any thought that arises, you got to pay attention. So all you're doing is just not paying attention with those thoughts, you know, and it's a very simple thing to do. Give me a second. So yeah, I'm back. And yeah, like a lot of people struggle not thinking, right? And the thing is not, see, you're focusing on the wrong thing. It's not trying not to think, you see? It's all about bringing your attention to the present moment. So that is rather than focusing your attention on your thoughts, you focus your attention on your mind. I mean, on your body, right? For example, you see like fire, you see fire, right? Fire is like consciousness, right? Anywhere you put fire, if I put the fire under this, what's gonna happen? It's gonna affect it, right? It's gonna melt, it's gonna get dark, right? So consciousness is like this, where if you put consciousness on any on any form, any faculties that you have, which in this case could be your thoughts. Also, it could also be your hand or whatnot. But whenever you place consciousness, right, it tends to animate it. It gives it energy. It gives it life. So as a result, whenever you place consciousness into your thoughts, right, it animates it. It gives it life. You create an identity out of it because you're focusing on your thoughts. You're so in your head. Like, think about it. Like, where is you? You normally feel you in your head, right? Because you believe you are your thoughts. So by focusing on your breath, look, for example, I forgot to notice my breath, right? And I return to it. So now I'm more present now, you see? So what you're doing is just training yourself not to make your thoughts and your mind your primary focus on attention, because your mind is fixated on the past past pain, past problems, identity. I'm a man. I have to live up to my expectations of a man, right? And future fears. You're thinking about the future. All of those things are part of your thoughts. Time is in your mind, and time is the affliction that most people suffer. Most of the problems we have is because of time. You fear the future. You're holding on to the past. You see, you're at your job and you cannot wait to get out. You cannot wait for it to be 5 p.m. so that you can get out. You see, you cannot wait for this part of your life to end. It's all time is what the mind is made of. Remove time and suddenly you're present. Because like Eckhart Tolle says, there's no such thing as time. There's no such thing as future, because when the future comes, it comes in the form of the now. When the past occurred, it occurred in the form of the now. It looked like the past, but in reality, it had the same substance, which was the now. When the future happens, it's going to happen in the form of the now. See, the thing is that when you're trying to find, right? When you're trying to find happiness in the future, right? When the future happens, you're not gonna notice it's the future, because it's gonna be felt in the form of it now. And because you've been conditioned and you believe that happiness is in the future, you're chasing something that doesn't exist. You're chasing something that's not really there. See, you're running around in circles. When you realize that there's no happiness in past and future, it forces you to go to the moment, to the now. Right now, there's no problems, right? For example, like right now, like Eckhart Tolle says it, right now, is there a problem right now? Like right now, there is no problems until you think about your problems, until you think about what happened or what's going to happen. All of those things are what? Mind made, right? Now, it doesn't mean that you don't take care of your problems. It doesn't mean that when the problem comes in your face, you take care of it. It's kind of like a job. You hate your job, right? But as soon as you leave your job, you hate your job so much that you bring it to your house and you're thinking about your job. And you hate your job so much that rather than focusing on your kid, you're thinking about going to work tomorrow. That's what I mean. You're there. There's no need to worry about your job for tomorrow. There's no need to hold on to what happened in your job today, because it doesn't help. So if you can't do nothing about it, focus on it now. But the problem is that the mind doesn't like that. The mind is trying to find solutions. The mind is trying to make sense of things. So it forces you to think. But the problem is that mind is not meant to bring you happiness. It's just made to help you survive. Survival doesn't bring happiness, because happiness comes after survival. Right? It's kind of like the hierarchy of needs. First is biological needs. Right after all of those things comes I think it's transcendence, some shit like that. But the whole point is that biological happiness is first, and your mind is not here to make you happy. If you let it run and you let it control your life, you see. And so what you have to do is reign upon your mind. Is train your mind to focus on the things you want to focus on, so you don't become a victim of circumstances. You're not reacting to everything that occurs in life. So the way to train your mind is to focus on the breath, focus on the present moment. Notice your hand, bring your attention to the now, and use this. I'm telling you, this is so simple. I did it today, and I was very fascinated. And I'm gonna keep using this for the rest of for pretty much as long as I don't look weird using it, right? Walking around like, oh my God, look, Alex is clicking it. Right? And yeah, like it's very, I'm gonna give it to my students when I do coaching sessions one-on-one to guys like approaching women. I'm gonna give them this so they could train becoming present to the moment when they're talking to women, because it gets very nerve-wracking. And I'm also using this when I'm reading books. It helps me focus, bring back focus, because in the past, remember, if you guys watch the other video, I used to tally down when I forgot my breath, but this is more efficient because you get to see yourself doing it, right? Let me see. I'm reading some of the things, but yeah. Let me see what else. So when people don't understand what I mean by being present. By being present is when you're focusing on anything that's going on right now. Think about it. Your thoughts never reference the present moment. Your thoughts never refer to the present moment. Your thoughts always refer to the past and future, but your attention, your awareness is always pointing to the present moment. Whatever you are aware of, even your thoughts, by simply becoming aware, brings you to the present moment. Right? And because think about it, like I want you to just notice that, like, awareness, anything that you're aware of is in the noun, right? Anything your awareness is in the noun. It's kind of crazy. And that's what I do, right? It's very simple, very, very simple. I missed the beginning. Was he saying basically to focus on your breath? Yeah, that's what I was saying. But to use this is a very simple thing that I just came up with the other day. And I like it. I find it very good, very simple, and very straight to the point. Because a lot of times, especially women, a lot of times people have nervous energy. When they're around people they like, they get nervous, right? And so when you try not to show that energy, it gets converted into an incongruent personality trait. It doesn't look normal. Like, the fuck, like this girl just wants, this girl just agreeing with everything that I'm saying, you know? And so it looks normal. And I mean, it looks very try hard. And that's because you're not accepting how you feel. You're trying to put something off that's not really you, right? And so what you have to do then is change your focus from your thoughts, which is what is telling you to lie, telling you to act cool, and just bring your attention to the present moment, right? And what's gonna happen is you're gonna slow down. All of your desires to impress someone is gonna leave, and the only thing that's gonna be left is who you really are, right? And a lot of women, they tell me this. A lot of my clients, they get surprised by how simple this is and how dramatically the life becomes, because simply noticing your breath changes your character. Actually, it reveals your character, your true self, the self that's not conditioned by the world, the self that was in you when you were a child. You know that every child has a unique personality trait, right? Every child has a personality trait. Some kids are very nice kids. Some kids are assholes. Some kids are naturally fucking assholes. Trust me. Some kids are assholes, right? But we all have a personality trait, and it was usually very lovable, usually very attractive. But the problem is that it becomes hindered by the society that we live in. It's kind of like politicians. A lot of politicians go in it with good desires, but as a result, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts at the most, right? But the problem is that because of that, we can't really be ourselves because we forgot how to be ourselves, because we're so used to putting up a front. We're so used to having our representative, the representative that we show to the world. So what you're doing by doing this is removing the layers, the adult exterior, and allowing you to tap into your inner child, but becoming more present. You see? And you'll be able to enjoy things. Rather than doing things for an outcome, you do it because you just enjoy doing it. It's a very simple thing. Very, very, very simple thing. I'm socially awkward. How do you overcome that? You have to first see, when you feel socially awkward, you always try not to. When you feel yourself fucking up, what do? You try to fix it by trying to act cool, right? By trying to force the situation. That's the last thing you want to do. The first step is realizing how awkward you are. Is accepting yourself. Simply notice yourself being awkward. Or better yet, notice your breath and be present. I'm telling you, like, noticing your, like, if you talk right now, right? Like right now, right? If you make the mental effort of talking to a guy, and rather than bringing your attention to your thoughts that are telling you, oh, he doesn't like me, and just noticing your breath, you're gonna notice that you're going to slow down. You're gonna notice that you're gonna feel a little bit more confident. It's a crazy thing because slowing down does make you feel more confident. You see, you feel like you capture the person's attention because they're forced to slow down as well. You see what I'm saying? And so social awkwardness first comes with becoming comfortable with the awkwardness you feel inside of you. Mind you, this social awkwardness you're feeling is self-generated. It's not really there. A lot of times people will tell you you're normal, but you feel awkward. And as a result, it becomes part of your reality. So what you have to do is change your perception, because everything that's happening to you in your life is pretty much self-created. Kind of like being in a dream. You're in a dream, it feels real, but it's all made out of the same thing, which is the consciousness, right? You come back into this world and everything feels real, but at the end of the day, everything you experience are sensations. Everything you experience is a sensation. And what's a sensation? It's created by your consciousness. It's self-generated. If you didn't have the ability to see colors, suddenly what's there doesn't exist anymore, simply because you don't have the faculties to see that. You see? So everything you have, every perception you have is self-generated, right? So what you have to do then is simply accept what's going on. And what you're going to notice is that, yes, it's going to be rough, but then you're going to become comfortable with that fear. Right? It's kind of like fear. The more you expose yourself to something, the more comfortable you are, but you cannot resist. So when you feel that fear, observe it, right? Notice it. Notice your breath. You're going to feel the desire to think about negative scenarios that may occur. He may not like me. He may reject you, but your primary focus of your attention is not on your thoughts. It's on your breath. So as soon as you notice yourself thinking, click that shit, right? You notice your breath once again. So when you feel nervous again, click that shit. Notice again. It may even be 2 seconds where you're noticing your breath, but you go back and click that shit. 3 seconds, you click it again. 4 seconds, you click it again. But the point is that those gaps are gonna get longer and longer and longer. Suddenly, you're not clicking anymore. Suddenly, your mind is very still, it's very present, and you're gonna feel very light. And you're gonna be enjoy anything you do. You enjoy it when you're fully present. It's a powerful thing. I'm telling you, it's a powerful thing. Something that people don't teach. People think that meditation and being present is just to be happy, but it's a social hack. It's a hack of the highest level to become influential and to get people to do things that you want to do. Like it's an incredible thing. It really is. It's like it's pretty much the what I like to do pretty much. You get over. I mean, I don't. Let me see. How do you get over someone? You gotta like you gotta meet people and accept that you're gonna feel like this for a while. Like you gotta use your pain as a meditation. Use this exact same tactic what I'm using for like. Okay, try it for one day. Try it for one day. Make doing this like just focus on your breath for like a whole day. Do this every time you forget to notice your breath for a whole day, and you'll see how you feel. Trust me, it's a powerful thing, even with getting over someone, because once again, it's your attention is in your mind. When you think about the person, you keep thinking. You see? So by bringing your attention to your breath, it dilutes your mind from the energy that it requires to keep creating those thoughts, right? So, and yeah, it's gonna get worse, but slowly but surely, you're going to begin to feel better. That's what tends to happen. I'm reading some of the videos. What are some of the major benefits of meditation? Actually, I did a let me check this out. I actually did a video, no, an article many years ago about this, where some of the 50 benefits of meditation. Let me find it right now, because it's very good. Let's see. 1 second. Sorry. That was when I used to write, right? I wasn't a good writer. I was a decent writer. I sucked. I just hated writing, man. Hated writing. I really did. Where is this shit? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, here it is. Okay, here's some of the benefits of meditation. I may make a video on this because. Okay, so one of the benefits is meditation reduces heart diseases and stroke. All right, more people die of heart disease in the world. Right, a study in the published in let's see, it helps with diseases. Meditation affects genes that control stress and immunity. A study from Harvard School demonstrated that after yoga and meditation, the individuals had improved mitochondrial energy production, consumption, and resiliency. This improvement develops higher immunity in the system and resilience to stress. Meditation reduces blood pressure. Meditation training decreases inflammatory disorder. Mindfulness meditation decreases cellular level inflammation. These are all research based. I did this many years ago, so this is all research based. So if you guys want it, I can send it to you. Meditation, a mindfulness practice helps prevent asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, and inflammatory bowel disease. Meditation and meditative prayer help treat menstrual syndrome and menopause syndrome symptom. Now, mind you, these are all based on research. It's not fully like fuck that shit like straight on, but these are some of the things that you may experience, okay? Mindfulness meditation reduces the risk of Alzheimer's and premature death. Mindfulness training is helpful for patient diagnosed with fibromyalgia, something like that. Meditation helps manage heart rate and respiratory rate. Mindfulness meditation, okay, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna put that there. Okay, because this is all some of the things that I wrote. It's slowing down. Metabolic syndrome, that's one. Freeze up on me. 1 second. This Safari is slowing down. Fucking piece of shit. Man, we're live. What are we doing, Safari? Motherfucker, man. Come on. All right. Here it is. Meditation can help you stop smoking. That's definite. Relationships. Love and kindness meditation improves empathy and positive relationships. Definitely. I know that for sure. In Buddhist traditions, we find that the practice of loving kindness meditation, where the practitioner is focused on developing a sense of benevolence and care towards all beings. According to a study from Emory University, such exercises effectively boost one's ability to empathize with others by way of reading facial expressions. Loving kindness meditation also reduces social isolation. Meditation increases feelings of compassion and decreases worry. Meditation decreases feelings of loneliness, reduces emotional eating. Meditation for kids. Mindfulness meditation, okay, is the hottest thing in education since the advent of blackboards. Okay, reduce anxiety, reduce reactivity, reduce substance abuse, increase cognitive retention, increase self-care, increase optimism and positive emotions, increase self-esteem, increase happiness and well-being, increase social skills, increase sleep, improve self-awareness, improved academic performance. I could definitely attest to that. Increase personal qualities of open-mindedness, curiosity, kindness, empathy, compassion, acceptance, trust, patience, non-strivingness, and skills of focusing on pain and switching attention. Improve physical health, decrease stress, increase work motivation. Conclusion: meditation is a shit. But seriously though, these are some of the things that I wrote many years ago, and to say that they don't work, they definitely work to make people happy, man. Like mindfulness meditation is one of those things that I believe that everyone should practice. Everyone should definitely do, because it'll fix a lot of the things. It'll fix a lot of the fucked upness in this world. You know, like some people just need more compassion. That's all people need, just more compassion, understanding that we are all human. We're all the same thing. We all suffer the same thing, man. Like consciousness, like it's insane. Like when you really look into this world, man, like it's insane how much suffering there is in this world. I mean, it's something that as people, we really consciously decide to not think about it. Like especially the people who live in America. I was watching yesterday and it rained. I'm like, damn, you know, like in some countries this is not normal. And you really don't understand that until you actually live there, or pretty much if you actually live there, see images of people suffering there. Like we tend to forget that there's a world outside of ourselves. Like seriously, like when you just live in one country, you just think that this is how the world is, you know, like especially people who live in America, we just think that this is how the world is. And we're pretty much an anomaly. You know, we like throughout history, we're pretty much lucky as fuck. We're lucky as fuck, man. This is the happiest period in the whole human history. The happiest period. Happiest, bar none. There's no other point where humans were treated better, where humans were treated with more respect, where there's more prosperity, more everything. There's no way, because I'm telling you, you guys think it was fun back then, but back then, if it wasn't for nuclear bombs, there'll be destruction every single day. If it wasn't for nuclear bombs, because of what is it? Mutually assured destruction. People know not to fuck with each other. You know, they'll have proxy wars, you know, they'll have the little Sanchez says to fuck with them, you know, but in reality, when everyone's afraid to make that move, you see. So as a result, thank God for nuclear bombs in this respect, that we are able to live in peace relatively to how it was in the past. Because if it wasn't for bombs, China, like the South Korea Peninsula, something like that, where they're fighting for that little island, that shit would have erupted many years ago. You know how many wars it would have been if it wasn't nuclear bombs? Like it's insane how much destruction that would be if it wasn't for that, because of the military advancement we have. You know, outside of the nuclear bombs, we have so much. The ability to just blow each other up without. And so thank God for bombs in that respect, right? But the whole point is that like this world is so full of suffering, man. And a lot of the times we really, really, really forget how grateful we really should be. Like seriously, when you look at Syria, look at so many countries, the Congo, it's insane. And you just like, and sometimes you just go back and you just complain about little things, and then you just really, some people need to do is just fucking go live there for at least a week. Go live in one of those countries for at least a week, and then come back and tell me if you want to bitch. You know, tell me you want to go to a country where it's less privileged, and then come back and tell me how it is. Tell me if this country is bad. Tell me if you want to be ungrateful now. Tell me that. You see, because what people need is a little contrast. What people need is a little dose of reality. A lethal dose of reality. What will keep them alive or paralyzed so that they can remember how shit really is. You see, because people, they're just on their own little echo chambers, thinking that the world's like this. We are privileged as people. We are privileged. The most of the history of the human was full of genocide, full of the utter destruction. You know, if you were a baby, if you were born, there was a high probability that you were either going to get murdered or you were going to die in the womb or you were going to die as a baby. The likelihood of living was so fucking small. You see, it was so small. Like parents were losing their children it's normal for parents to lose their children back then. It was normal for you to lose all of your families and be left homeless. It was normal for you to not to have anyone. It was normal for you to get murdered, slaughtered, raped. It was fucking normal. Now it's an outrage. Now at least people could come into your defense and help you out. Like the world that we live in is so fucking amazing. You see, yes, it's bad, but we can't there's some things you can't control. But at the end of the day, man, we have it good. Oh my goodness, we have it good. Oh my goodness. If I was born 50 years earlier, no, there wouldn't be no Alex. Like I'm so lucky that I'm alive in this moment. You see. And specifically at this moment, because if you guys don't realize, this world is a fucking ticking time bomb. You know that, right? You know that. Climate, environmentally, we're done. Last year was a breaking point. We're done. We're done. Either we're gonna die by a nuclear bomb, either that's gonna happen, or an asteroid. That's what's gonna happen. Now, people don't understand how destructive asteroids could be. That's what killed the dinosaurs. When an asteroid hits, right? Especially it could even be a mile long. It's not even about the size. It's about the velocity that it hits the Earth. That's what real thing is, the velocity. You see, when the asteroid that hit the Earth, the Earth vibrated for 1 million fucking years. 1 million years that shit was vibrating. You see, and what tends to happen is that it tends to create tides. It creates volcanoes that causes a blackout. You know, because the fucking volcanoes. You know, now you don't see shit, right? And the crazy thing about it is that when an asteroid hit and it's huge, it's like the nuclear bomb. Everything is destroyed. It's insane, man. It's insane. You think of an asteroid, you just think of an asteroid. No, man. An asteroid hits the Earth, man, or we're done. We're toasted. We're toasted, you know. And it only takes one. Now, thank God for Jupiter, right? Thank God for Jupiter because it takes all of those things. But the problem is that at any moment we could all die. You see, we think we see the problem with the mind is that it thinks everything's permanent. It thinks everything should be permanent. Just because it was right now, it's gonna be like this forever. No, there's gonna be a moment in time when there's gonna be that last human. There's going to be a moment in time where everything that we know is going to be destroyed. It's going to be that moment, you see? And that's when you're going to think of what happened right now. The lack of appreciation we have. At any moment, everything could be taken away. And you got to keep that in your head. Realize that. You're lucky. You're lucky as fuck. We're all lucky, you know? Like, I am really, like, looking at the news, it's very, very heartbreaking. It really breaks my heart. Like sometimes it just makes me feel helpless, but you can't do nothing. People in North Korea feel bad for them. You imagine being born as a fucking slave? Hard labor? Oh, man, get out of here. There's no enlightenment there, man. You can't think about enlightenment. You can't think, it's just pure suffering. Pure fucking suffering. I'll die if that was the case. It's insane, man. Like if you read books about people who are de factos from North Korea, it's fun. Ironically, you know what's funny is that people who are de factos want to come back. They want to come back to their country because they cannot live in normal society. See, that's the crazy thing is that even though those people, like, for example, people in North Korea, even though people in North Korea will become liberated, they will not be able to adjust to the normal world. They don't know what liberty is. They've been so conditioned with so much propaganda that even though they'll be in a world where it's nice and free, they won't feel free. In North Korea, you're trained to tattletale on your family. You're trained to tell on your family because or else you'll die too. So it's normal for you not to trust your own family members. So if somebody comes into this world, the loving attention that they get from us, they'll interpret it as very threatening. They won't have no friends. That's what happens often. Go read them. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. And you'll notice that they're not just enslaved on the outside, they're enslaved on the inside. And that's something that a lot of them don't overcome. They won't be able to make any friends. And a lot of them will just commit suicide. It's reported. It happens often, man. It really, really does. Yeah, the moon, that you know, we gotta see. And the thing is that we have so much defense, but we're ruining our own defense system with our atmosphere. Like, and it's gotten to the point where, like, it's not even fun. Like, even like the Earth trash, like the trash we have on space. Oh my God! Like, it's when you really look into shit, man. We're destroying everything. We're destroying it, man. We're thinking short term, and that's because of greed. We're thinking short term, you know. But yeah, oh my God, yeah. North Korea is a fucking hellhole, man. Like, I don't understand why people go to North Korea. It's always white people that go to North Korea. You don't see any Hispanic person go to North Korea. You don't see any black person going to North Korea. Like, guys, look, guys. I don't know why some of you guys love those kind of places, exotic places. But one place, don't you ever go to North Korea. If you guys get fucked in North Korea, don't even come to me. Anyway, this is it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.